All right, good morning, y'all. We are having some technical difficulties this morning. Facebook desktop is not working for me, and I looked on the internet and found out that there are some outages going on again. Remember last week, Facebook and hundreds of other websites were down. Well, I don't know if they're being, had the same issues going on this week, but that's neither here nor there. I am able to log in on my phone, and let's go ahead and get started. Seems to be a regular thing now, and it's starting to become annoying because I don't like disorganization and disharmony when I'm trying to do my thing. But this week we are going to be discussing the clean desk policy. My notes. And basically a clean desk policy is just what it is. But when I say clean desk policy, I'm talking about the actual desk itself as well as cleaning your computer, your hard drive. And so a clean desk policy is one of the first steps, along with passwords and everything, to making sure that you're protected and your computer is protected from cybersecurity crimes. So the very first thing that you want to do is literally make sure that if you work from home or you go into the office, that when you are not at your desk, that your desk is clean. And I get it. I do understand for some people that is hard to do. I understand that. But it's doable. And so when I say that your desk is clean, I mean that you don't have any confidential papers laying around. You don't have reports that are confidential open laying on your desk for anybody to be able to walk through and see. That your desk, your computer is unlocked, so people can just sit down at your desk and type away and see what you're doing. Things of that nature. Make sure that your desk area is clean. And when I say clean, once again, I mean there are no confidential or private files laying around, that you just, you don't have a bunch of sticky papers. I mean, I'm a victim of that. Sometimes I use sticky papers for notes and to remember things. And I stick them on my monitor and things like that. Well, as you use those things, or if you know it's something you're going to need on a regular basis, the best thing to do is store that somewhere else. If it's something you need right then, when you're finished with it, ball it up, throw it in the trash. Okay, so also do not leave external things plugged in, USB drives, external hard drives, things of that nature. Unplug all of that stuff. If you're not using it, treat it like you would your passwords. Keep it in a safe place. Keep the drawer, wherever you have it, make sure that no one can get access to it. Keep a lock on it, lock the drawer, whatever that you have to do. Next thing, make this, excuse me, make this a daily routine to do. And sometimes you may have to do it throughout the day, depending on what you're doing. If you go to the restroom, lock your stuff up. If you go to a meeting, lock your stuff up. But you want to make this a daily thing. At night, before you leave or whenever you log off for the day, shut everything down. It's hard to access a computer that is not on. Okay? Basic, fundamental, common sense logic. It is hard to access a computer that is not on. You can even go so far as, especially if you work from home, they're now suggesting that if you have a computer that you do banking on, that you have it a standalone computer, and when you finish, you unplug the internet from it. Depending on how deep you want to get with this, when you're not on your computer, unplug that cord, that Ethernet cord from behind it, so it is not on the internet. So even if your computer is off, hey, in this day and time, you can find software to do almost anything. But it is hard to access a computer that is not on and is not connected to the internet. So if you can go as far as doing that, hey, if you have it, if you don't work from home and you don't have control of your computer, it's hard for you to do that on the job. But if you are on the job, when you log off for the day, shut your computer down. It's hard to access a computer that's not online and is not turned on. Make sure that your antivirus protection, now remember I told you we're talking about the actual physical desk and the hard drive, moving on to the hard drive. Make sure that your antivirus protection is on. Make sure you have anti-malware and anti-spyware protection on your computer. That stuff doesn't work if it's not on. If it's not downloaded, installed, and not on, what is the point of having it? Make sure that you have critical updates automatically downloading and installing on your computer. Once again, those work with the anti-malware, antivirus with protection, and anti-spyware. And when those things are not downloaded, installed, and working correctly, your computer is vulnerable. Okay, make sure that oh, I already did that. I was like, wait, I've already read that. Make sure you're cleaning your registry and your hard drive itself on a regular basis. Defragging, cleaning your registry, things like CCleaner and Defraggler and those type of softwares. Make sure you're using those regularly. Those, when you have a bunch of excess files on your computer, it slows your computer processing down. So make sure that you're cleaning your registry and defragging your computer, on a regular basis. As always, I cannot stress this enough. Change your passwords and passphrases regularly. We're not going to even keep harping on that at this point, but change those regularly. Inspect correspondence, emails, text messages, all that type of stuff. Make sure that stuff is legit before you start responding to it and clicking on links and all that type of stuff. Make sure that you are looking for misspelled words. Make sure you move the arrow over the links and make sure that the links are not ghost links that lead to some random weird site. Go through and literally meticulously look at things to make sure that before you respond to anything via email, via text message, I don't care if they say they're Chase Bank. I don't care if they say they're the IRS or the Social Security Administration. Do your due diligence and check the information and make sure that before you respond to it or click on anything within it, that it is legit. Okay? Also, do not allow anyone to just use your computer and internet service. When people come to my home, they can't just jump on my computer. I don't just hand my phone to kids and let them play games on my phone. Why? Because people tend to download and install games and stuff that have malware and viruses and all of that stuff attached to it. And when you're not just allowing some random person to use your internet service and your computer, that is also a line of defense for not having things go wrong. Okay? Don't just let somebody come to your house and say, hey, can I get on your computer for a minute? No, especially if you don't know them, because you have no clue what they're doing while they're on your computer. Protect your security, protect your hardware and your software, your computer, your laptop, your tablet, your smartphone, your smart watches. Remember the IoT devices that we were talking about? In IoT devices, anything that connects to the internet. Protect that stuff like you protect yourself and your family. Because at the end of the day, you literally are protecting yourself and your family when you are protecting those devices. Don't just let some random person come to your house and use your stuff. Even when people are coming in, working at different companies, AT&T and all of these different companies, and they may have to come in and connect to your internet. You make sure you know what they're doing. Pay attention. Sit there and watch them. Don't just walk off in the house and leave them alone. You sit there and you watch what they are doing. You don't know who people are. I watch enough crime shows, okay? Know what you're doing. Don't just allow any random person, don't just allow any random kids to use your, your devices and your internet. No, don't do that. Literally keep your home desk and your work desk from being attacked. And we've been talking about all different types of ways of doing that. And I have my notes. I'm going down, making sure I'm not forgetting anything. So some things I may repeat twice, but that's because I'm trying to make sure I don't forget anything. I can't say this enough. Dispose of things that you don't need, especially if it's paper. If it's paper and, you don't need it, shred it. Make sure that if you're at work and you're working for somebody else other than yourself, that you follow company policy on how to dispose of things. Some companies have policies on how long you are to, keep emails, how long you're to keep paperwork, contracts and all that type of stuff. And when that time is up, you can delete that stuff or you can shred it. Okay? So make sure that you are following company policy if you do not work for yourself on how to dispose of paperwork, emails, even hardware. A lot of times companies have, they come in regular periods, different times of years or after a certain amount of years have passed and they replace hardware. They replace the actual computers and laptops and things like that, and they dispose of things at their leisure, according to their policy. So Before you shred anything at work and stuff like that, you make sure that you're going by policy. Now, if you work for yourself, you do, whatever policy you have in place for yourself, then you do that. But make sure that you are disposing of information properly. If you share, like if you work for a company and you share a desk with somebody, like y'all have 3 shifts, you're working that desk at one shift, somebody else is working that shift, working that desk on another shift, and things like that. Make sure that you guys have come to an understanding of who's going to keep what information where. Like you may have one set of desks that you may use. The other person may have another set of, desks, that same desk that they use. Make sure that you both keeping both of your information locked up, that nobody can just come in and access your stuff, open drawers and go through your stuff and things like that. And once again, I will not stress this enough. Make sure that when you get up and leave your desk, that you don't just leave your desk open. Lock your desk. Lock your computer. Okay, lock your monitor. This is what I'm trying to say. Lock your desk. Make sure your drawers are locked. Even if you're at your desk and you have a key, and there's there are specific drawers that a lot of desks now come with where you can lock at least one drawer, if not all. If you have sensitive information, keep it in that part of the desk that can be locked. And even if you are at your desk, keep that desk locked until you need that information. Okay? You don't know who you're working with. Period. You just don't know who you're working with. People want to be nice and all that type of stuff, but you don't know who you're working with. And at the end of the day, it is your responsibility at your desk, whether you're at home or at work, to keep that information that you have at your disposal safe and secure. Whether it's on a hard drive or another IoT device, or it is physical paperwork, or it is a text message, or anything like that, you want to keep all of that information safe and secure. Okay? So once again, as I'm going through these topics and I'm winding down, I literally only have one more topic to end out the year. 2021 is winding down, and I literally have one more topic to wind out the year, right? And as I'm going through these topics, know that they are all correlated to each other. I don't have to tell you guys how many times I've talked about making sure that you change your passwords regularly. If you've been watching these, keeping your IoT devices safe and secure, keeping your medical devices and information safe and secure, talking to your kids, talking to your relatives, all of that stuff, at some point has been brought up in every cybersecurity topic presentation I presented in the last 2 months. So make sure that you do these things, daily routine, closing your desk out and shutting your desk down when you're not at it, having antivirus and anti-malware and anti-spyware protection going on, change your passwords regularly, clean your registry, deflag your computer. If you work at a company, they're going to regularly do that stuff for you. If you have your own business, do it yourself. Inspect correspondence before you decide to respond to it or anything. Do not just allow anyone to use your computer or any other IoT device. Unplug USB drives, external hard drives, all that type of stuff. When you're not at your desk or when you're done for the day, dispose of paperwork and things properly and according to policy. Once again, be careful about using Wi-Fi in public places. We've already discussed that. Wi-Fi hotspots are now being hacked, and people are now being able to download your stuff. Libraries, airports, McDonald's, IHOP, hotels. Be careful when you use free Wi-Fi, okay? All of this has to do with the clean desk policy. And when you are doing what you're supposed to do, and remember at the beginning when I talked about, hey, when you're finished with the internet for the day, how about you just shut your computer down and unplug the Ethernet behind it? Some people will go as far as doing that, and that is a big suggestion now because people are just getting hacked left and right all times of the day and night now. So if you have a computer where you can go that deep with it and say, hey, when I'm not on it, shut it down and unplug the internet from it. Once again, they can't get into your computer if they can't access it. It doesn't get in. That's just basic common sense, y'all. Come on now. So I hope everybody has learned some more valuable information from me today. Once again, my last cybersecurity topic for the year, and to wrap up this 2-month series of cybersecurity topics, will come on Wednesday, December 29th. Okay? Wednesday, December 29th, I will be discussing my last cybersecurity topic for the year and to wrap up the series, and it is titled, Tailgating is Not Just a Party. Yes, there is a cybersecurity concept of tailgating, and we're going to learn what that is and how to be safe from it. Okay? I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. Once again, you guys will not see me until December 29th. Have a great Christmas or whatever you celebrate, Kwanzaa and all of that good stuff. Whatever you celebrate, whoever you worship, make it a good December. Okay? I will see you guys on December 29th. Love you all. Have a great rest of the week and month. Bye-bye. I'm on my phone. I got to figure out to turn this off.